Welcome to Comic Power. I am your host, Comic Killer 72. Welcome to another episode of The Rant. The Rant is content where it allows me to talk in detail about a particular topic or topics. It's always going to be audio only, so it allows me to create something very fast because I don't have to worry about a whole bunch of editing. This is going to be very good for you if you're driving or if you're working out, something where you don't have to watch and you only have to listen. Okay, now that you understand the nature of the program, let's go ahead and get right into it. As you may have already seen from the headline, there's some shocking news, and it's not clickbait. The January 10th, Wicked Wednesday, is going to be my 100th episode. Yippee! But it's also going to be my last episode of Wicked Wednesday. For those of you who have been following this channel for a very long time, I'm sure that is very, very big news. I need to explain something up front. The show is going to be suspended. It is not going to be canceled. Suspended means I'm putting it on hiatus, and I'm going to explain later why I'm doing that. To clarify, Comic Power is the network. So think of Comic Power sort of like CBS. Wicked Wednesday is a program that's on Comic Power. So think of Wicked Wednesday sort of like the Big Bang Theory on CBS. CBS has other programs besides the Big Bang Theory, and Comic Power has other programs besides Wicked Wednesday. So there's the Quick Flip, which will continue. There will be Top 10s, which will continue. The Artist and Writer Spotlights, that will continue. The Special Reports, the Comic-Con reveal videos, all that will continue. So Comic Power as a network is going to continue to be around for a very long time. So let's go ahead and get into the why. Why am I suspending Wicked Wednesday? First of all, I've gotten married, which you guys know. I have a family, so I only have so much time to devote to video creation. So I have to put that time into programs that's going to grow the channel. And I can't put the time into programs that are not. January 20th is going to be my second anniversary with Comic Power. So it will be 2 years I've been doing this. At the time I made this video, I have about 1,085 subscribers. I appreciate every single one of my subscribers, but these numbers should be much higher based on the versatility of all the things that this network gives you. For example, I have 155 videos I've made so far. 99 of them are Wicked Wednesday. So 63% of the programming has been Wicked Wednesday. However, I do look at my analytics and what people are looking at, what people are responding to. And if you take my top 10 most viewed videos, the top 8 are not Wicked Wednesday. 8 of the 10 are something else other than Wicked Wednesday. And the top 8 completely shuts out Wicked Wednesday. So there's Wicked Wednesdays that come in at number 9 and number 10. So let's go ahead and go and look over them, okay? The first most viewed video at my channel of all time is the top 5 sexiest female comic book characters. This has 19,188 views. It went viral somehow or another. Someone shared it out there, and it is by far my most viewed video. I did it kind of like a tongue-in-cheek joke, as you know, a way to make fun of the way characters start looking in the 1970s, these over sexy characters like Rex Sonya that were created. And I think a lot of people thought I was being serious, but I did it really as a joke. But it became my most viewed video, and people are still finding this video in searches today, and it's still getting a lot of views. My second most viewed video is going to be a special report about Thor Ragnarok. I made this about a year before the movie came out. It basically went over the casting about who was being cast as Kate Blanchett as Hela, Tessa Thompson as Valkyrie, etc. And the closer we got to the premiere of the movie, the more traffic it got because people were interested in Thor. They wanted to know more about what was going on. So I got a lot of traffic from that, and people are still finding that video to this day. The number 3 most viewed video is going to be the top 10 comics of 2015. It got 1,904 views so far. A lot of people found this because people love top 10s and people love year-end recaps to go over what happened that particular year. The number 4 most viewed video is my Artist Spotlight on Frank show. This has really taken off. It's got 1,771 views so far. When Frank started drawing the Harley Quinn cover B variants, that's when people really start getting interested in his career. When I first put this video up, it didn't get that much of a buzz. It got like, just under 200 views. But then when Frank started getting more and more popular, people would search on Frank Cho sketches, Frank Cho artwork, things like that. Just remember, by the way, YouTube is owned by Google, so the search criteria and the algorithm is probably going to work very similar to the way Google does. So if someone types in Frank Cho artwork or Frank Cho art or Frank Cho sketches, they most likely will find my video usually in the top 10 or the top 20, and that's basically what happened. And like I said before, it's got 1,771 views, and it's getting a lot of views every day. I made it, almost 14 months ago, and it's still getting a lot of views to this day. So that was number 4. Number 5 most viewed video was the top 10 comics of 2016. It got 1,059 views, and those also are continuing. People like to go back and see, okay, what was hot in that previous year. So it's still getting views. Eventually it will catch the top 15, which was a year older than that one. So it makes sense that it's less than 2015, but it'll catch 2015 eventually. So once again, people like recaps. The number 6 most viewed video at my channel is going to be the top 10 Asian comic book characters of all time with 824 viewers. This one also has a steady click up as we go. I made it last May because May is Asian and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. Someone recently left a comment on that video saying, hey, this should have more views. I agree, it should have more views, but more people will find it as people get more and more interested in Asian comic book characters. The Toyo Harada character from Valiant is going to be the big bad in the Harbinger universe once they get those movies going, so he'll be more known. People like the Mandarin should be more known. Iron Man 3 didn't handle that character the way they should have. I discussed that in that video, for example, but that's just another example of what I'm talking about. Jubilee, Lady Deathstrike, the Silver Samurai. I talk about all those characters in there. The number 7 most viewed video is going to be Marvel Phase 4 predictions. I made this in early 2016 as well. I did not have the help of knowing that Disney was buying Fox at the time, so it's an outdated video somewhat, but I did get some predictions correctly. For example, I said that The Runaways would be a television show. I was absolutely correct on that. I stated that Ghost Rider would be a movie. I was kind of off on that. They wound up putting him in the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So I made these picks blind, and there's other things I expect to come down the pipeline, such as the Midnight Suns will be a Netflix show where they're going to take Blade and Hellstorm and Johnny Storm and all of these characters and put those guys together. They've actually done some of that in the comics. There's a Spirits of Vengeance comic that has come back. So it may be a setup for something that's coming that I predicted a long time ago in that Phase 4 prediction. I think I will have to do a new one now that they have this whole Fox getting bought by Disney thing. So Marvel will get back to X-Men and can get back to Fantastic Four, which is going to change everything. I made a whole series of videos about the acquisition of Fox by Disney, so I'm not going to talk about that anymore. So I'll leave a link in the description. The 8th most viewed video is going to be the top 10 female artists in comics right now, which has about 802 views, and it's also continuing. I made this video in honor of Women's History Month because I wanted to get these female artists more shine. There's a lot of them that are doing some very important work, and they're not getting the accolades I think they should be getting. Fiona Staples has gotten accolades because she's the artist on Saga, which has won a gazillion Eisner Awards. She ranked number 3 on my list, by the way, so it shows you just how much talent is out there that's not really being properly recognized. Jenny Frison was number 10 on my list, and she became on everyone's top 10 list because her covers on Wonder Woman, which were tremendous. People just love those covers. So my 9th most viewed video was the New Comic Day report for July 20th, 2016, which got 771 views. The thumbnail probably helped because it showed that Adam Hughes art with Betty and Veronica. And the 10th most viewed video was New Comic Day for August 16th, 2017, which got around 611 views. Okay, once again, let's do the math. 63% of the programming only makes up 20% of the top 10. The other 37% of the program, which is not Wicked Wednesday, is making up 80% of the top 10. So any particular network is going to look at those numbers and say, we have to make a change because this is what people are viewing. This is what people are interested in. Whereas we're putting all this time and energy into a particular program that's not performing in terms of the views, because you have to have the views, which brings the subscriptions, which brings a larger network, which brings more revenue, which brings more equipment, which brings a bigger overall presence of Comic Power. Because the intention at the end of the day was to grow the channel at a level where I can quit a 9-to-5 and do this full time. If that was the case, then I could give you guys some incredible programming and probably 4 or 5 videos a week about all types of things in the comic book spectrum. I don't have the time or the energy or the resources to do that at the moment. So I have to use my time correctly to use it to put out things that the majority of the people are viewing. And I love Wicked Wednesday. I love doing it. And I'm sure that you love that program as well. But let's look at it even deeper. The Wicked Wednesday program has an expiration date on it. It is dated material. 90% of the viewership of a particular Wicked Wednesday video is going to happen in the first 2 days of its release, because it's basically like this. The next video is going to be January 10th, 2018. Most likely, I will have that video up in advance on January the 9th. So on January 9th, it will get around 300 views. And then on January 10th, it'll get around 200 views. And then after that, it drops like a rock. And it'll get, 20 to 30 views. And then the next day, it'll get around 15 to 10. These are the people that are picking up their books every 2 weeks or every month. Not like the hardcore people who'll be watching on the 9th and the 10th. But after that, no one's interested. They're moving on to the next Wicked Wednesday. So that old Wicked Wednesday will go in the archives, and then it will never be watched again. And you got to think about this. There's a lot of time I won't have to take into recording, the editing process, and of course the research. A lot of these comics are new, so I had to explain exactly where they're coming from, who's putting them out. And you know me with my style. If something comes out, say for example, Dr. Aphra number 12 is coming out, I'll basically go back and show you that her first appearance was in Darth Vader number 3 in 2015. I do that type of thing all the time. If there's a swipe cover, I would say the Phoenix Resurrection number 3 is also coming out. It has a swipe cover from X-Men 101 from 1970, whatever. So, for example, that's what I would do all the time because I want to make a new Comic Day report that was more in-depth than most reports you got. No offense to those who did a basic comic book report, but they did not go into detail to explain to you how does that fit in the continuity. In addition, there are some new Comic Day reports that are going over this in the realm of speculation. So they don't talk about nearly as many comics as I was talking about. I normally will review somewhere around about 32 books on the average. The speculators don't believe that everything's going to be something you can flip. So they may talk about 15 to 20 books tops, but they're only going to talk about books they think that there's some heat on. So there's a lot of stuff that are good reads that they might not talk about. But in my opinion, what I wanted to do on Wicked Wednesday was talk about books from a reader standpoint. And if they so happen to have some speculation or some heat behind them, I will tip you off on that if it's a good, book to pick up for a flip. But I want to approach this from a readership point, first of all. So if I have to basically be a speculator video and make them shorter or make them a basic blend, here's what's coming out video that's 5 or 6 minutes long, whereas mine are normally about 13 minutes long. If I have to do that and just be like everybody else or make something that's bland, then I don't want to do that. I want to make something that's more informative. So I'm either going to do it the way I was doing before, or I'm not going to do it at all. And I've chosen not to do it at all and concentrate my time on some other things because, like I said before, I have limited time that I can devote to making videos. So I have to make that time count. And as I stated before, the shelf life on a Wicked Wednesday video, any individual one, is very short. It's sort of like going to the supermarket to buy milk. That milk that you're consuming is going to have an expiration date on it. It's going to be pretty short. You got to get it now and consume it now, or it's going to spoil and it's not going to be any good at any future time. Whereas my other programs are going to be like those Twinkies at the grocery store. They're going to be on that shelf forever. It doesn't matter if you eat them this week, this month, probably a year from now. That Twinkie is always going to be good. So that 37% of my other videos are Twinkies. The 63% of the Wicked Wednesday is milk. Think about it. A video that I made for Wicked Wednesday back in May of 2016, no one's ever going to look at that ever again. So if people are searching for videos, they're not going to find that. They're not going to search for May 2016. What was the best comics coming out? No one cares. It's a long time ago. However, Frank Cho is becoming a very big major star in comics. People are going to search for Frank Cho stuff. They're going to find my video from 2018, 2020, 2025. It's still going to be good. Some of his best work and best sketches that he ever did was at cons, and I have that work in there. So you're asking yourself, what would need to happen for me to bring back Wicked Wednesday and not kill it off altogether? And the answer is this. Please share these videos. I've looked at my analytics and I probably have some of the worst share statistics of any person of my size in terms of being about 1,000 subscribers. So if you're on social media, if you're on Facebook, if you're on Reddit, forums that you subscribe to, for example, wherever you're at and it talks about comics and you're having a discussion with comics with other people, be sure to go ahead and plug Comic Power, because if I talk about Comic Power too much on social media, it's going to look like I'm spamming people. But if someone else other than me talks about it, then it sounds like it's a news article by a fan. So it won't look so spammy and people might reject it. And I can guarantee you here right now, if I get 5,000 subscribers, Wicked Wednesday will return. And I chose that number because that's the number that you need to have to get some major sponsorships backing you. You've seen these type of things before. You would have a very big channel that will say, for example, this video is brought to you by Squarespace or something like that. They're not very intrusive. They don't get on your nerves. They don't go on forever. They just plug it, say who's basically the sponsor of it, and they go on about the content. And the video creator gets a check for that. So when I get that number and I get a sponsorship for Wicked Wednesday, then you would see something like that on its return. You've probably seen the ads that they show on YouTube right before the video plays, and that a lot of you probably are skipping because you're like, hey, I just want to get to my program. But the programs might not exist without that advertising revenue. At 1,000 subscribers plus, my revenue from those ads is very, very, very tiny. It's not even paying bills. It is ridiculously small. So once you get in those 100,000 levels, then that revenue starts to pick up a little bit. So it will allow you to make more videos without having to worry about money. You can go basically do your thing. And let me state clearly that I am not money hungry. This is not PTL and Jim Baker. If you don't know who those people are, please Google it if you're too young. My position on money is that money is a tool. Money is not the end all be all. It is not your end goal. It is a tool. For example, if you were building a house, you're going to need nails and you're going to need a hammer to pound those nails in there to build a house. The hammer is a tool. It allows you to build what is it that you're trying to build. Money is also a tool. It's going to give you the access to things. It's going to allow you to purchase things. In my case, it will allow me to purchase more video editing equipment, a better camera, etc., and make this a better channel. So if I get 100,000 subscribers, you can best believe the advertising revenue will be higher. I will have all types of sponsorships. So there'll be more revenue that will allow me to hire assistants or pay someone to outsource my editing so I don't have to spend all that time doing it. And I can spend more time actually creating more video. Another thing you can do is at your local comic store, please talk to the owner, the employees, the customers there about this particular channel. My URL link is very simple. It's youtube.com/C as in cat /comic power. That's it. That's very simple. youtube.com/C /comic power. Okay, so let me be clear once again. The network Comic Power is not shutting down. I am not shutting down. I will continue to make videos. However, the Wicked Wednesday program is being suspended. As of right now, I'm still going to give you the pick of the week. So let me be clear on that as well. You will get a pick of the week in a quick flip video. So you will still get some advice on what's the best book to pick up for that particular week, but I won't be reviewing the 32 odd books or so that I usually do. You can expect a lot of top 10 videos to continue as well. Think about it. 4 of the top 5 most viewed videos are top 10, or top 5 in the case of the most sexy female character video. So you best believe that those are coming. Also, February is Black History Month. I have a lot of programming that I did not get prepared and completed last year that you're going to see this year. So, January 10th, 2018 is going to be the 100th Wicked Wednesday, and I'm going to send it out with a bang. It's going to be a great show. For those who love the Wicked Wednesday show and hate to see it go, I apologize, but I don't feel I have any choice in this matter if I'm going to continue to grow the channel based on the limited time that I have. So I hope that you guys stick around to see what I create going forward. I appreciate your feedback in the comment section. If you want to see it return, the best thing you can do is be an advocate for the Comic Power Network. That's about it for today. Thank you for listening to my rant. Have a happy and safe 2018. This is Comic Killer 72 for Comic Power saying bye-bye.